we'll start with the bottom up parsing LR parsers, right? Today we'll see different types of LR parser. There are three types of LR parser. One is simple LR, LALR and canonical LR. Canonical LR. So simple LR, the name itself indicates it is simple of left to right parsing of a given input string with rightmost derivation in reverse. So for this LR parsing, there is an grammar LR of K. LR of K parsing. This LR parsing or bottom up parsing is also known as a LR of K parsing. LR of K parsing. So LR of K is, first L stands for left to right scanning of input. R stands for rightmost derivation in reverse with K inputs, K number of inputs. Input symbols of a look ahead that are used to make a parsing decision, where there are two cases. If K is equal to 0 or K is equal to 1, we shall use a L of K value as either 0 or 1, then K has to be considered, otherwise K will be omitted. When K is omitted, when K is equal to 1, this K will be omitted, otherwise it can be considered as a greater value also. Right? Now we'll see what is LR parser. And LR parser is consisting of a different functions. So before going for LR parsing, we'll construct a LR of 0 automaton. LR of 0 automaton. So already we have seen shift reduce parsing. So an LR parser makes shift reduce decisions by maintaining states. Keep track of where the states are. Maintaining states and items. For example, consider the grammar production A tends to XYZ and XYZ, where a grammar has a production A tends to XYZ. A production yields to 4 items. See, states represent set of items. The set of items. Now here A has to be introduced with a dot. A has to be representing with a dot, where G is a grammar, G production of a grammar with a dot at some position of a body. Then this production can be yielding 4 items. What are the 4 items? So that A dot has to be moved to the next position. Now X dot Y Z in the next item. X Y dot Z. Then in the next item X Y dot Z. So once it ends, it means you can substitute whenever X Y Z dot occur, it can be replaced with A production. If A has an epsilon production, then it can be represented using dot only with this production. Right? So here what it says, if A has an X dot YZ, which indicates that we can see the input string derivable from X, and we are hoping that YZ is a next item. Then when A is XYZ dot, then it indicates we have seen the body of XYZ, and that can be reduced to A. A collection of set of LR of 0 items are called collection of set of LR of 0 items are called canonical LR of 0 collection. Canonical LR of 0 collection. So now we'll see closure of items. Closure of item sets. Closure of item sets. Right? So this closure of item set is a set of items from grammar G. The closure of I. Closure of I. Closure of I can be represented if the grammar G is given, then we need to make a grammar as augmented grammar. When grammar G is given, augmented grammar can be written as G dash dot G. G dash dot G is called as an augmented grammar. Initially in closure of items, so first it has to have a item closure of I. Closure of I. Then in the second, A tends to alpha dot B beta in closure of I. Then beta, if beta has a gamma production, then we need to add an item beta B of dot gamma in closure of I. Applying these two rules, we will follow now a closure of I items. This closure of I items also can be formed using a goto function. Goto function which takes two parameters. One is a state I state, and the terminal A. And terminal A. What A indicates? Wherever the dot is present in a expression, present in an production of the grammar x dot y z, then that has to be represented using a parameter of an goto function. Now we'll form a closure of I item using a goto function. So consider the grammar as S tends to L equal to R or R, then L tends to star R or ID, then R tends to L. This is a given grammar. So to do closure of I items, we need to represent the grammar using a which one? Augmented grammar. So augmented grammar is S dash tends to dot S. So dot S indicate we need to add S productions. So initially closure of I has a set of I naught. So S tends to S dot L equal to R by R. L by L, then S tends to dot R, then L tends to dot star R, L tends to dot ID, then R tends to dot L. Dot L. Dot L. Now this is in I naught state. Now we will move to the next one, that is I1 state. I naught is an initial state which is nothing but an closure of I naught state. Then by using these state of I naught, the productions of I naught, we have to form a set of items by using a goto function. Goto function which takes I state, closure of I state. So we have got I naught. We need to check all the productions of a set of first item, right? This is the first item. So we need to check one by one until we get dot at the end of the production. So now I naught comma, here it is initially at in front of S. So we need to check using S. Now I naught of S. Now what is a production after moving a dot to the next state? So S dash tends to S dot. S dash tends to S dot. Check that whether the production, the remaining production has in front of S a dot. There is no production which start with S. So we need to move to the next state. So the next state is I2 state. What is I2 state? I2 state, again go to off. What is go to function? Again we are in a same production, because there are same state, there are still so many productions are remaining. We have considered only one. Once it is over is nothing but once the dot is at the end, so you just mark it with the right mark, so that it indicates you have finished it. So now the next state is I2 state, where I0 and